take a look at this article here. Treasury's financial stability watchdog warns that cryptocurrency could threaten the very safety of the US economy. It is time to unpack this like a kid with presents on Christmas morning. My goodness, what an article here. Just think about exactly what they're saying here. Basically, we now have one of the top financial watchdogs in the world suggesting that cryptocurrency is so dang good that it could literally destabilize the very essence of the US economy. My goodness. So there's a lot of different angles we can look at this from. The first one, and most optimistic for cryptocurrency, is to look at this from the perspective of, if cryptocurrency is so dang good that enough people would choose it, that it would cause the safety of the US economy to be in jeopardy, then that just simply means that system of finance is so much better, significantly so, to the point where you kind of have to say, let's switch over to cryptocurrency fully. I mean, that's what's ironic here. Now, the other way to look at this is, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. If we're talking about things that are going to hurt the economy and destroy it, it's inflation, it's crazy spending. It's the government doing a terrible job. It's people in the economy being given things that aren't necessarily going to actually help, but cause more problems. That right there is what's going to cause financial threats to the US economy. Cryptocurrency, the only way it could actually threaten the US economy is if it's so much better that it should be replaced with that anyway. And so there's no downside here. If you think cryptocurrency is that big of a threat, then buy some cryptocurrency and let it happen. Because I would much rather have a decentralized financial system that is governing the entire financial body of the world, rather than governments who have proven to be corrupt over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. They do a terrible job. The only people who benefit from the current system are the people in power, especially in the government. And so that's why it needs to come to a conclusion here. We can't just have this continue on forever. Take a look at this. Turkey's inflation hits new 24-year high of 83% after rate cuts. So we have an example right here of what happens when there's actual economic downturn. Kevin O'Leary also warning the anti-inflation bill will not work as advertised, and says here are 3 hard assets, including luxury watches that he likes for protection. So Kevin O'Leary is saying these are the sort of things you should buy instead of holding the dollar. Those are gold, of course, that makes sense. Bitcoin, he included on there. I happen to agree with him there. And luxury watches. He didn't include Dogecoin. He should have, but that's okay. He included Bitcoin. Close enough. So there we go. There's 3 things you can buy that'll actually help to prevent you from suffering as many of the consequences of inflation. But here's what's so crazy. The government continues to spend crazy amounts of money, and a lot of people in Gen Z are supporting this. And I don't think people understand what exactly it does when you're spending lots of other people's money and causing this massive inflation. It hurts the old people. The 85-year-old granny. What is she supposed to do? Go back to work? I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. Take a look at this article coming in. No, that's not the one. This is the one. Economists say that inflation is easier on Gen Z, but TikTok disagrees. So Gen Z, they're basically saying it should be easier because Gen Z doesn't have that many assets, so they don't have to worry. The young people who have not contributed that much to society yet, less assets, less stuff for them to have the inflation effect. They can switch jobs easily, or more easily, perhaps. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, thank God there's people on TikTok who are coming to the rescue here and showing how bad inflation actually is. But at the end of the day, it is true that Gen Z will be the least affected by this. However, that doesn't change the fact that the most affected by it is going to be the grannies. Do you really want to make grannies go back to work? Well, what's supposed to happen? What is my 85-year-old granny supposed to go back and flip burgers at McDonald's? I mean, she can't do that. She's 85, for goodness sakes. Yes, I actually do have an 85-year-old. I think she's actually 86 now, but I have an 86-year-old granny. I do. A lot of us, we have grandparents that are older, and their financial assets are being destroyed all because these selfish young people, let's be honest about it, selfish Gen Zers, are saying, I want these stimulus checks. I don't care if it causes inflation. I don't care if it hurts my grandparents. I don't care if it hurts the old people who have worked their entire lives and contributed to society with the impression that they will be able to live comfortably afterwards through retirement with their assets that they're holding, a lot of them holding dollars and things like that. Gen Z doesn't seem to care. I want my stimulus check. I don't care who it hurts. Or maybe you don't understand that when the government's sending out these massive stimulus checks, it's hurting inflation more than anything else. And it's not just stimulus checks. That's only a small percentage of it. Really, what's greater than that is all these other economic programs that are designed to spend lots of money to help, especially young people. And there's nothing wrong with that. If we had enough money as a country to do that, I would love to do it. That's what's so ironic about it. You get called a mean person if you say that. But the truth is, the only mean thing going on here is that you're trying to make your 85-year-old granny go back to work, you Gen Zers. Why? Don't do that. She's not going to be flipping burgers. She needs to be sitting at home watching Jeopardy like she's supposed to. She worked her whole life. My goodness. It's just, and ironically, it is true. It hurts. Inflation hurts Gen Z too. It's just, I mean, much less, but still, like trying to get fast food during inflation. Be like, I mean, you go to Taco Bell. $50 for Taco Bell. I mean, that happens. I tried going to Taco Bell. It's $50 for 2 people. Is that bad? Did I order too much? I didn't even feel full. Maybe I eat too much. Maybe I eat a lot. But for 2 people, I didn't even feel full afterwards, and it cost me $50. My goodness. I mean, like, things are just getting so pricey. No, I will say when I went to Taco Bell, they were out of beef, and so they had to substitute. I'm not even kidding, this actually happened. They were out of beef, and so they had to substitute everything for steak, which added like $14 or $15. But even if you subtract that, 2 people eating at Taco Bell costing $35 is kind of silly. It is. That, by the way, that was when my wife was giving birth, and the hospital, it was like 3 a.m. and everything was closed except for Taco Bell, and so we're like, all right, we'll go get some tacos, and it was worth it. We needed the food for her to give birth. But my goodness, inflation is certainly doing a number on prices of things. No one, Gen Z during recession, first recession, what a vibe. Economy in 60 seconds. I mean, TikTok coming to the rescue a little bit here. Thank goodness we have at least someone calling it out. But now let's go ahead and talk about the impact this could have on Dogecoin, because I don't think a lot of people realize when Dogecoin is now being considered and Bitcoin a threat to the U.S. economy, it just shows you how much higher it can go. Dogecoin has the ability to destroy the dollar. This coming in from a top financial stability watchdog. That's essentially what they're saying. Dogecoin is better. The systems of cryptocurrency are something that people would rather have and would rather choose than the dollar, so much so to the point that it could destabilize it. Now, if that happens, then that means we will have chosen crypto. That means crypto will be the new financial system. And then we will not have to care about if the dollar is destabilized or not, as long as everyone is able to switch over in time. Now, on the same point about the grannies, if the grannies don't switch over to cryptocurrency, yes, they could be impacted by that. So we do have to consider that perspective as well. There have to be ways to actually transition safely and without causing too much economic downturn in one sector or the other, but the transition should happen. Overall, it will be better for the next generation of grannies and the generation of grannies after that. If crypto is embraced, it will help. Will there be bumps in the road for the transition? Sure, but at least it'll be for the greater good. It'll be for a cause that actually helps rather than just Gen Z being selfish. I mean, and I get it. Is it really selfish to say the government should give me money? Not necessarily. I mean, I don't think necessarily people are looking at it as being selfish. But at the end of the day, it is causing negative impacts. And I think once people realize that, then they should decide, all right, even though it would help me, even though I need this, even though it's good, is it worth the cost? And the answer is oftentimes no. And it sucks, but sometimes you just have to go through suck. I mean, that's how life is. I've gone through it. You've gone through it. Everyone's gone through suck. You have to go through suck. And I guarantee you, our 85-year-old grannies, 86-year-old grannies, they've gone through lots of suck. They already did that. Now it's our turn to have some of the suck. We don't get to just have it easy by getting all their money through inflation. I mean, that's not how it should work. Let's just be honest and fair about it. We shouldn't have to make those. I mean, I hate that we even have to make these decisions. I hate that there's such consequences on no matter what side you do it. But that's how it is at the end of the day. And so what we need to find solutions that actually help to tamper down on inflation, even if it means we have to embrace some of the suck. We have to take some sacrifices now. It is worth it long term, and it is worth it because those grannies deserve it, right? I mean, it's that simple at the end of the day. I think, and then we can hope that one day when we're the grannies and we're older and we need that help from younger people, then they'll give us the same help. They'll embrace the suck so that we can live comfortably in retirement. That's how it works. Everyone embraces the suck of those before them. And that's how it's continued to work, at least until now, when everyone wants all the money that they can get their hands on and they don't even care about the consequences. Now it's changed. The whole system has changed. My goodness, what craziness. But shout out to Kevin, though. I do think, say Dogecoin. Come on, Kevin. What's wrong? Can you say the word Dogecoin? Dogecoin? Just say it. Come on now. Just say it one time. That's no big deal. You can say it, Kevin. Also, oh my goodness, what a story. Kim Kardashian responds to 1.26 million SEC fine for cryptocurrency pitch and payments. Now, here's the important thing to remember here. There's nothing wrong with finding cryptos you like and talking about them. What happened here is Kim Kardashian was completely and totally untransparent about it. And also, more importantly, she chose a cryptocurrency that has nothing going for it. Ethereum Max is one of the worst cryptos I have ever seen. The people behind it, extremely shady, often hard to understand. A lot of people don't even know who the heck is behind it. It's hard to know for sure. You can make guesses. You can make not guesses, but just based on their actions, they're shady people. We don't even know who they are fully. But they're still shady. You can imagine there's really one of three things that's true here. Now, the first possibility is that Kim Kardashian has a manager. Now, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt for this possibility. It's one of three. She has a manager, and the manager decides what the heck they do. Oh, Ethereum Max? Sure, why not? I get paid 15% of this as the manager. I'm going to do it. Because Kim Kardashian, she's worth $1.8 billion, according to multiple estimates. So she's a billionaire. She doesn't need $250,000. What is she even going to do with that? Buy another Bugatti? Andrew Tate, hey, can I have a Bugatti? You got any left? What's she going to do, right? Let me go ahead and read this super chat here real quick. If we can teach older person how to use an iPhone, it's automatically easier to teach the elder about crypto than to have them go back to flipping burgers. Yes, exactly, Tats. Right on the money. We don't want Granny giving us our milkshake. Instead, she should be shaking her cane at the TV when her favorite player on Jeopardy, unfortunately, misses the win or misses the answer, gets it wrong. That's what Granny should be doing. Not making shakes, shaking canes. Nothing wrong with that. No shame in cane shaking, Granny. You can. That's all you have to do. You worked hard for 85 years. Now you can shake your cane away. And for grandpas, you can tell the kids to get off your lawn all you want. Get off my lawn, kids. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. You're retired. You're good. You did your service to society. You're done now. We're not gonna take away all your value of all your assets and destroy your retirement. There's no need to do that. But back to the Kim Kardashian thing. So the first possibility is the manager one, which is that her manager did it. Maybe Kim Kardashian wasn't fully involved. Now, if that's true, then that's very irresponsible on Kim's part, because she should not have a manager that has that much power, and especially she should not have a manager that is in regards to her most important social media posts. There's no need to do that. What does she benefit from as a result of it? She doesn't. Now, the second possibility here, and I think this is probably the most likely possibility, is that Kim Kardashian is somehow, one way or another, through a friend of a friend perhaps, she is somehow connected. This Ethereum Max people, they are probably in the hip-hop industry. Maybe they have a connection through Kanye West or something like that. I imagine I would be very, very, very inclined to believe that these people are somehow in the music industry, hip-hop, R&B, something like that. Some people who are behind this that really know a lot of the Kardashians, that know a lot of the people involved in their circles, and that's how they were able to get to them, and that's how they were able to get them to be on board with this. Now, if that's true, it's somewhat understandable, but also kind of ridiculous. That's still not an excuse. If Kim Kardashian had come and supported a coin that actually has a cool use case, like, for example, Cryptopolis, which is right now building out a really awesome metaverse it's already actually built out. They're building out the next stages of it, right? They're continuing to build it out. It's already ready. You can play it. It's live. It's actually a really fun, cool game. And I think a lot of people are really going to embrace it and enjoy playing it, especially as they start to get some influencers from the gaming side on board with this, which they are doing. So that right there is actually a fun project, cool project. What does Ethereum Max have going for it? That it steals the name of Ethereum? What else? There's nothing. And their tweets, I looked at Ethereum Max on Twitter, their tweets get like 10 likes max. For goodness sakes. They're not getting anything. If you look at the price of it over time, it's just absolutely collapsed. We've seen Ethereum Max. It had that one spike, and it's okay for a cryptocurrency to go up and then come back down. That's normal. It's part of the market. But what makes this so utterly different is that when this spike happened, no one understood Ethereum Max. No one knew anything about it. People were just investing because Kim said so. And so I think that right there is something that needs to change, she needs to actually inform people about what the project is, not just make a post without any information. And also, this is even more misleading because it looks like it has something to do with Ethereum, even though it doesn't. And when you see Kim Kardashian, an influencer that big, who is talking about this and it has the name Ethereum in it, that is legitimacy. It makes it seem like this is something involving Ethereum. And so that's why it's wrong. Now, ironically, it's up 100% because it's been mentioned in the news so many times and because it was so low. So that's kind of funny. I mean, look, if you want to make money trading this, why not? Sure, go for it. There's nothing wrong with doing that. The coin itself, if they had actually done things above board and morally correct, then this would not have been the way it was. So that there is I think, and then the third possibility is just simply that Kim Kardashian just wants more money. I mean, I guess it's possible, right? Maybe she just wants 250K. Maybe she knew about it. Maybe she just randomly got asked by them, hey, do you want to promote it? Maybe she said, oh, that's cool, sure, I'll promote it. Now, if that's true, I think that's probably the worst one because there's no reasoning behind it. There's no possible, I guess, way you could excuse wanting $250,000 in exchange for promoting a project that has no actual benefits to it is misleading. I mean, for goodness sakes, there's so many ways you can look at this to where it's bad. Ethereum Max also has not tried to distance themselves from Ethereum. It seems like they're trying to embrace it and act like they're part of Ethereum. That right there makes it even worse. At the very least, you need to say, hey, this is not associated with Ethereum. It's that simple. There's so many things you can do. Now, whenever I support a project, I make sure to let you know everything I can about it. Here's another huge difference. I will continue to support projects even after, yes, they'll go up some and come back down. I'll continue supporting them long term as we hopefully see that run continue on for those projects. COC, for example, I still support it. Tking, I still want to do well. I still talk about it sometimes. There's not a single major project I've supported that I'm not still on board with. Kim Kardashian knew full well that she was not going to continue to support this coin, Ethereum Max, after the initial spurt. She just said, I'm going to take my 250K, or the manager said that. Whatever the reason, any of those three reasons, she said, I'm going to take the 250K and I'm going to support it one time and then stop. I don't actually like the project. I don't actually want to keep endorsing it. She may have sold her tokens. Who knows if she had any. And all of that just looks really bad. You did not handle this correctly. There's going to be a lot of people roasting you, and rightfully so. You deserve it. Kim Kardashian, I know this is dumb to say. I do expect better from her. I mean, there are some instances where I say, yeah, Kim Kardashian's right on point with this. I mean, who cares, right? I don't even know her. None of us know her. Who cares that much? But at the end of the day, she has a lot of people watching her, and she needs to be more responsible with the way she uses things. If she wants to support a project, that's fine. You can do that. Step 1, make sure it's a good project. Step 2, only do it if you plan to continue to support that project long term, with the exception of something crazy happening that could potentially, I mean, there's always a possibility. Like, there's a couple of projects where the team will just do something really bad or whatever. And I'm thankfully not someone who's been associated with anything too crazy like that, right? But at the same time, it happens. So I would understand from that perspective. But at the very least, you should intend to continue supporting it. You should intend to buy it yourself and continue buying it. Like I have, you should continue, when I support cryptos, you actually need to embrace it and understand it. None of those things happened, and that's why this is so bad. So she's also banned from talking about and supporting crypto projects for 3 years now. Not that she would ever want to again. I mean, this is really, to be honest, this is bad for the crypto space. It de-incentivizes celebrities from wanting to participate in crypto, even if it's in a healthy, good way, because Kim Kardashian misused her influence, because she did this in the worst way possible. You can check off like 7 different boxes of things she did bad that she could have done better. Because of all of that, it's just a very, very, very unfortunate situation. A lot of people would have paid Kim Kardashian 250K. These people paid her that money, and then they clearly just simply dumped all their tokens, which is extremely irresponsible of Kim Kardashian to support a project as her first one, much less, where she didn't have enough. She should have enough confidence in the team to know it's not going to happen, or that at least has a very low probability of happening. Clearly, that didn't happen. The team obviously must have sold for it to be this big of a fall. I mean, maybe not, but I mean, come on, very, very, very unlikely. For it to go all the way down to where it was before. I mean, even projects like Tking, for example, yeah, they're down from their all-time highs, but Tking's still up. Believe it or not, it's even after going up so crazy high and then coming back, it is still up from the first time I mentioned it. like 5x or something. So you would still be up a good 500% approximately. And I'm assuming, because it's been a while since I actually looked at that. I'll have to look at it again. But last time I checked, it was around that number. 500% up, even if you'd held all the way from the time I first mentioned it to the top and then back down. That's the difference between a project that actually has crazy potential and a project that doesn't. Now, with all that said, Tking certainly made a lot of mistakes that they could have done better, but at the end of the day, you can't expect every project to be perfect. The whole point of finding crypto picks is to find the best chances of making a lot of money, and then you can invest in them and hope for the best and maybe try to support it on social media. You cannot be successful every time. Some projects will go up and come back down. Some projects will continue going up for a long time. Some projects will never go up. It just depends on what the team's able to do, what market you're in, and that's the whole point of the picks. You have to do a lot of research in my position and find the best projects possible. Did Kim Kardashian do even a lick of research on this? It seems unlikely. I mean, how could she have? There's nothing here. They get no likes on their posts. Who the heck are they? What are they doing? I mean, it's very mechanical. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing here to hold on to. And so it's just bad. It just looks bad. And we also had a video, Gary Gensler. Oh my God. This guy, Gary Gensler, this SEC chairman, I really just wish he would kind of, and maybe I shouldn't say this. I don't know. Am I going to get, maybe he'll target me or something. I mean, what's he going to target me for? I don't know. There's not really, I mean, what can you say? I've never not disclosed. I'm always very transparent. I continue to hold long term. I've never ever made a bunch of money off of selling a project right after supporting, like it seems like Kim Kardashian did. I very, very, very rarely, if at all, have ever gotten any money from the team to promote a project. I got $0 from Tking. 100% of the money I invested was mine. I got $0 from COC. 100% of the money I invested was mine. You go down the list, $0, $0, $0. Only recently have I started trying to find ways to incorporate, like, for example, the giveaways I'm doing, where if you're part of the VIP or whale family, you get entered into the giveaway, and then this project will pay us money for the giveaway in that form. So it's in the form of a giveaway. So that's one way we can do it. There are ways to make money by getting paid by a team, as long as you do it above board and you're just transparent about it. And so that's what's so bad here. That's what really needs to be taken into account and done differently. And hopefully other celebrities will take this and learn from it, rather than just saying I'm staying away from crypto, because you don't need to stay away. Crypto's good. Anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I'll see you in the next video.